What's cracking, guys? Welcome back to yet again another Monday night. What's up to everybody in the premiere? How you all doing? Thank you for joining me yet again. I got some stuff I want to talk to you guys about. Just got some stuff I want to talk to you guys about. Have another day. Things are crazy. I might talk about that. I don't know if I should, but maybe I will. Maybe I will. Let's get in this. What's cracking, guys? Welcome back to yet again another episode of the Honda Recap. Thank you guys for joining me yet again. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. It really does help me, guys. If you're watching right now, hit the here I am just dusting the table, my bad. Hey, hit that subscribe button, dude. Hit that thumbs up button. It really does help me. If you're watching in premiere right now, please, I'll wait. Hit that thumbs up. It really does help. It pushes the channel and pushes more people to get in here. Share this right now on Instagram, wherever you guys are. Let's get a bunch of people in here right now, hanging out, just, doing the thing, hanging out Monday night, 6 p.m. West Coast time. Thank you to everybody who's with me out there on the East Coast, Midwest, hanging out for the Honda Recap. Thank you all right now. I want to give a big shout out to Backyard Hooligan Apparel for throwing me this shirt right here. Horde Hondas, not toilet paper. Totally believe that, because if you guys have been following me for a while, you do know that that's something I really like to do, because when I see shells they need to go somewhere, I don't want to see them to go to the junkyard. If I could get them, I'd like to keep them. I have a problem, I get it, but I personally am attached to this shirt statement because I follow it. But Backyard Hooligan Apparel, definitely check them out. I'll have their info down below. If you guys want to check it out or get yourself a shirt, definitely hit them up. Really cool dudes. Thank you for sending me out one of these. I really super duper appreciate it. I'm not gonna lie. All right, guys, to kick this off, I'm basically gonna go ahead and also talk about the fact that if you guys are watching this right now, there is a really good chance that Downtime with Downstar has a new episode starring me. Hey, yeah, I'm really excited. I got to sit down and actually talk to Frank. I've been talking to him for quite some time through Instagram, through meets and things like that. And I've been able to kind of push people his way to get on the podcast that I think would be a good fit. And they've been on there and they've been really fun. So if you're not watching the Downtime with Downstar podcast, definitely give it a chance. Follow it up with it, kind of see what's going on. He has some really awesome guests. It's a really cool concept. Basically, big picture, it's kind of like putting down a roadmap of where the Honda scene has been from an existence till now, going back in history, talking about where those people were, what they were doing, drag racing, the scene, building, and things like that. It's really interesting. Some things go off topic, some things are car, but when you get down to business and you start watching it, it's actually a good eclectic crew of people that are consistently on the podcast. Me being one of them, it was really fun. I appreciate you, Frank. Thanks for letting me be a part of it. If you're not watching it, dude, you guys should. After this, go ahead, throw it on, do me a favor, give it a listen. I got to talk to Frank about a lot of stuff that I don't usually talk about, especially here on the recap, which is, how this got to started, how I do it, how I make it, where this stuff comes from, and just a lot of interpersonal things as well, too. Like I said, I've talked to Frank. We've all seen Downstar. We all seen it grow. I have things that, I wanted to ask advice. I wanted to get the opinion of somebody who runs a business that's successful and it's growing. And that's something that I've always had a dream to do. My entire family has their own businesses, and I'm just kind of the only one that's just I kind of went my own way, And I'm not mad about it or anything, but it is interesting to talk to people that run their own business and work for themselves. And so that's a whole half of the podcast, to be honest with you. Cars, recap, and just, having good old conversation with somebody. So after this, do me a favor, head over there, Downtime with Downstar. If you got time this evening or tomorrow or a road trip or while you're working, definitely check it out. Latest episode should be out Monday. If it's not, definitely follow them on SoundCloud and YouTube. It will be airing very shortly. Thanks, Frank, for having me. Following that, I wanted to talk about something that, I talked about really early on in the recap, and I wanted to address it in a way so that way I can kind of move forward on a topic. A while back, I did start an own little brand that I was trying to push, Invictus JP, and I was going to working with someone to bring some things to market that didn't actually pan out. I know I've seen it, read it in a couple comments, and I continue to get DMs about it. I was talking about JDM Bronze Glass, that coming back for the EF and EG. Essentially, long story short, really, honestly, it's not really going to happen anymore. And I kind of, moved away from that project and that group because I was just like, all right, cool. I guess I'm going to go my own direction as they were going their own direction. And I didn't really think it was a positive one for me to be a part of. in reality. So I still, obviously, Invictus JP is still me. That's who was going to create the glass, but a lot of people did join the Instagram, have been emailing me, DMing me, and talk to me about like, hey, when's the glass coming? When's this coming? So I kind of wanted to address it because it's kind of been like a big elephant in the room for me internally and personally. I do have plans for that. So if you guys want to follow Invictus JP on Instagram, there will be stuff coming in the future for that, and I appreciate everybody who has before. I just kind of wanted to address that. You know, I was working with some people, they decided to go a different direction, and then I was like, all right, cool, well, I respect that. That's not really the direction I want to go in, so I'm gonna go my own way. And that other way that I went was starting to do this. I want to do more videos. I want to be more proactive here on the YouTube channel, here on the recap. And also, I learned how to do all the special effects and everything that you see right here, this whole production. So it's really cool to sit here and be able to know that everything has been done in house. And if this is something that you're really interested in doing, you want these graphics for yourself, you want a really cool intro, you want a design logo, definitely hit me up. I have another thing that I have in the works that I haven't really discussed, but I figured this is my platform. I would talk to you guys. Whew, the anxiety, man. I'm not even going to joke. PixelWdiget.io. I will leave the link in the description below. If you guys want, you know, cool stuff, glitch graphics, maybe a cool logo, maybe transitions or whatever the hell you guys want, definitely let me know. Try to work with you guys. I created this. I tried to learn how to do all this. So one thing that I've been working on personally is, hey, how do I give my skills to you guys? So if you guys are interested, hit me up on Instagram at Thehondavlogs.com. Let me know if you guys are interested in anything like that. Intros, outros, things like anything. Just let me know. I can definitely try to work something out with you guys. I will be creating more things in the future, but PixelWdiget.io, leave the link below. You guys can check it out. It's just starting now, but if you hit me up directly at Thehondavlogs.com, we can definitely try to work something out for you. All right, guys, let's get on to a completely other topic. I wanted to talk about the craziness that's going on in the world right now, and I appreciate that all of you right here can come on a Monday night and just talk Hondas. Get involved, just hang out, and we can kind of space out in our own little world, which is just talking about YouTube, Honda content, and things like that. And last week, I kind of went on a giant rant about building things your way, how we should be doing that, and I wanted to ask you guys how, in fact, we can get these small businesses in front of your eyes. And one thing, some people did hit me up personally and just say that marketing obviously is what we need to do, but I would really love to find a way to get YouTube videos made by these people who are creating things and kind of grow YouTube as just being yourself, presenting yourself, and kind of getting your products out there. I heard that that's basically the biggest and best way we can do it right now. Instagram is the biggest way you can technically get your things out there by video and with pictures, but YouTube gives an interactive perspective of the actual 3D physical part that you guys are making. So if you make something and you're very interested in getting it out there, definitely put it in the comments below. That way everybody can kind of see what you're working on. If you see somebody that is making something, also put them in the comments below, because what I want to do is kind of build up that place for everybody to be able to sit here. We are the people that are looking for new Honda products, and we are that demographic. So if you're also trying to get something on here, definitely contact me, so that way we can maybe work together and get your product a little bit more light, a little bit more exposure on what's going on out there. And I really appreciate all the people that chimed in and basically said, hey, I really think all these shops should start building their own YouTube channels, because whether it's a long video, a short video, or highly cinematic, they can at least get to know personally what this person's about, what they're into, and just kind of build some sort of relationship between the customer and the person who's making something. And I wholeheartedly believe that that's actually the next step I believe a lot of people need to start heading towards. For this week's topic, I wanted to get into something and kind of keep it a little short, but kind of wanted to pick your guys' brains just to kind of keep the conversation going. We all remember Honda Tech, we all remember NWP, but in the Honda world, what were some forums, what were some things that you were into that you wish came back? There used to be Civic-eg-eg.com that still kind of exists, but it's not as cracking as it used to be. I remember Team SoulCal. That was a big thing that we had here for the Del Sol community. OldSols is another website that's come out specifically for Del Sol, so I really appreciate that that exists for the Del Sol community. NWP, not so much. Honda Tech, man, that goes back to 2002, 2004. Some of those threads are still getting active for some reason, just people finding it, but it's not as active as it used to be. So I know there's Facebook, I know there's Instagram, and I know things like that exist, but I'm asking you guys right now, if you could have a sort of information forum platform rise from the ashes like a fucking phoenix, what would it be? Let me know in the comments right now. Would you guys want a forum type thing? Would you want a Facebook group type thing? I'm actually anti-Facebook car groups because you lose the ability to go back and search. If someone asks a question, they may get answered, but they may not get answered, or they may be trolled just like you would on the forum, but that thread kind of just goes away. So 2 weeks later, when someone has the same question, they're just gonna ask because you're never gonna hit them with the hey man, do you even know how to search, bro message? You know what I'm saying? So that's really been something on my mind personally. I know that's totally random to think about, but we used to troll the forums all the time, see what's new. There's other people that actually have it. I know Civic X is a really popular one for the 10th gen, and I think 9th gen Civic, so that kind of exists. But as a culmination of Hondas, we miss Honda Tech. Well, the glory days of Honda Tech. I'm not gonna lie, you can get burned pretty hard during that time. It got kind of weird, I'm sure you know. But what would you miss? I'm really not a fan of how Facebook handles their groups because it's just kind of like lost. You can't really become knowledgeable there. You can't really like save, format, and curate, and sticky, and do all the things the forums used to do. But at the same time, I really miss forums. But at the same time, like I said, forums is feeling a little archaic unless they can kind of make it a lot better. I know there's other forum platforms out there, PHBB being one of the biggest ones, but I really wish that things actually kind of changed, but they're not really. The forum is just the way it's gonna be. You start a thread, you can add photos, but we all know that PhotoBucket kind of just decided to destroy forums altogether because now they just, just make you pay to have anything. So every DIY is done. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the premiere. Let me know in the comments after the show. What do you guys think should come back? What kind of forum structure was the best you remember, and what was your favorite Honda forum to date? Let me know. Guys, with that said, I wanted to kick this off into this week of the Honda recap, and I want to kick this off with Adam Ivell. One of his latest videos. This is another controversial topic that's been going around, but we gotta kind of talk about it. Adam does kind of an in-depth review of J-Spec Auto. It's definitely an importing company that brought cars in from Japan. And lately, I guess there was a Facebook group that actually showed that someone's EK9 was stolen in Japan. And then after being stolen, there are websites in Japan that have all the listed cars that have been stolen. And this EK9 actually had some very interesting parts, specifically a hood, tow hook, lip, front bumper. Everything was very original to this vehicle. And that front end was actually found at an importer here in the US. So things got a little funky. The internet kind of blew up a little bit in the car community. And as we say here, obviously everybody's innocent till proven guilty, but the internet trolls and the investigators of the world actually took their time, went out there, started scanning through everything, and started noticing some very similarities between cars that are stolen in Japan and front ends, parts, and other things that are for sale from a specific importer here in the US. I think Your Car Bro, Adam Ivell, and a couple other shops and a couple other places actually started making videos about the coincidence to kind of bring that to light. Thought it would be interesting to talk about what your guys' thoughts were because obviously being in the car community, we put a lot of heart, effort, and blood, sweat, and tears into our vehicles. And at that time, if it goes missing, you're kind of like, wow, I really hope the cops can literally just find any single part of the chassis. But it would be crazy to lose your car and then find it in pieces in a completely other country, which is kind of crazy just on a whole other level. But if you're interested in this, definitely check out Adam Ivell's latest video. He kind of goes into it, all the stuff on Instagram and on Facebook. It's definitely a good video to kind of keep up on. Next up, we have Zosh, where he does an 11-minute and 2-second video where he walks around his car and basically tells me all the parts that I don't have. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm just playing. No, 11-minute video walking around with Christina, showing you all the cars, all the parts that he has acquired for the car, and kind of showing you where he's at, culminated to right now. The amount of effort he's put into his car is just like, we can't play around. This guy has put in a lot of time, effort into building this car, finally getting his TEs that he has wanted for a very long time. If you've watched his videos for a while, you definitely know that has kind of been like the pinnacle of wheels, that he's just like, you know what, I need this. Just complementing with the J's Racing wing in the back, getting it finally repainted, K-swapped, the whole 9 yards. You guys can tell how much effort he's put into his car, how happy he is. And at this point, I sit here and I wonder, man, like, what do you have planned next for this, dude? Next up, we got Young Static putting in the EJ1, basically car looking like a total drag car. Paint looks immaculate, and I can never get over the fact how well Static can paint cars in garages. And then I believe he uses suds and just fixes the paint up. It's incredible to know that you can use something like Rust-Oleum paint and just get such the finish that you do. That's kind of been like your signature, even way back into the sedan, getting that Rust-Oleum gray to shoot in a way that it will come out that clear on a car. This guy has been grinding, putting out videos every single day, although I think he got an SD card corrupted, and that's every YouTuber's worst nightmare, to sit down to finally edit after a long day of doing stuff and find out that all the stuff that you did that day is just gone. It's disheartening. I'm not gonna lie. If you've been there, you totally know. But doesn't quit. Static came out with another video, and I'm really excited to see what happens with the CJ1. Following that, we got Boosted Boys. If you've been going out there, you know Shane's friend Gordo has like a 650 some odd horsepower EF hatch. Just no traction for days, but all the power for the world. But it was tuned for the strip, so I'm really excited to see what it's going to put down there in the future. But Kyle took the red MR2 out there. I think it was around 400 horsepower. They basically wanted to see what they can do out there in Mexico. I think the MR2 did a lot better, but it had lower horsepower. It could grip a lot more. Rear-wheel drive can kind of just take off on that. Obviously, Gordo has like 600 horsepower, didn't have slicks on, and had to like roll into it. It was really cool. I'd love to see what it does at the track together, but I really like the fact that they're just, you know, throwing these two cars together, seeing what they could do together, having a good time out there in Mexico. Following that, we have Bodyvision with the LS swapped 88 Accord. I think it's an 88 Accord. Man, I love these stars. You got used to have the pop-ups, the hatch. They never made Accords like this very long. Obviously, the CB7s and all that round still exists right now to this day, but you never see these Accords. And to see that he took old Betty White out, took the motor out, put the engine V8 on its way in this latest video, he actually showed you how he paints the bay, walks you through how he uses the sprayer. The car is just, it's coming out so good. I can't wait for everything to get done. It's been a crazy build, and props to you, Brody. Props to you, Brody, because like, man, I think you're like at 50,000 subs, and you've been really cranking out these videos. The quality has always been there. The cinematics have always been there. The way your intro has been consistent every single time. It's well-deserved, man. 50,000 subs, and man, like, I feel like it's been under a year of just consistent work, though. Following that, we got Deadbeat Garage. Saw the khaki Civic in the garage, but we're still working on the DA, and as of right now, it's been really fun watching you and your son just get to it. I think you guys just got a sandblaster to kind of fix up a bunch of parts, get the car looking really nice, but these are all utensils that you're going to be needing for bigger projects down the line. I know you took the 2JZ Civic out for a quick rip. That's awesome. I love the fact that Shiloh has that car and everything's kind of working on your end like that. I'm really excited to see the next phase of the khaki Civic. I hope things are kind of progressing on that end, but I'm not going to lie, I have really been enjoying the previous vlogs with you and your son, just kind of working on the DA, having fun, just getting all the little details out of the way. Next up, we got PFI Speed hanging out with Fong, bringing another ITB B-Series in a clean Civic sedan. You don't see these very often, and it's really cool to know that Fong probably just had that tucked out of a way, and they're playing with nitro methane. Really cool to see the math that you guys are doing with gas and the nitro and trying to mix it, getting like to 5 to 10, 15%, putting on the dyno and kind of having to learn. It's like a giant Rubik's Cube / math experiment that Jamie and Fong and Brent are all there trying to figure out, using their brains from just like being able to figure out how much they can push this. Got on FaceTime from like a really just legendary nitro tuner and just being like, all right, cool, you need timing, less timing, more power, more air, more fuel, and just trying to figure out how much power you guys can get out of this motor with what you guys are creating kind of in the lab, so to say, you know? So really interesting video. I really love it. I really love now that you're using, I believe, OBS to show your screen as you're configuring things so that people can kind of sit back and see what you're doing behind the keyboard and seeing the numbers that come out. Props to you, man. I really love these latest videos that you've been putting out. After this, we got Honda Pro Jason talking about the TLX Type S that's coming out in 2021. If you guys have any time at all, definitely check out his latest video. Let's literally talk about this for a quick second here, how Acura gave us the RDX, which was weird, but it was a turbo, gave us the RDX, which proved that they can put that kind of power down in an SUV that's still kind of handled, but not quite, right? And then at that time, we've had the ILX SH all-wheel drive, putting down massive power. I really want you guys to go watch this just to see what's going on with Acura right now. Acura gave us the NSX, the new one. It was kind of big. We're like, this isn't really an NSX, but when you really got into it, you were like, okay, I could see this. This is a supercar. Acura, I like what you're doing here. And then as things evolved, now we kind of have the luxury but supercar kind of feel. I know that's kind of stretching it saying the supercar kind of feel, but at the same time, let's think about this. It's a sedan. This is just something that you could get, put your kids in the back and have fun as a family vehicle with that much power, all-wheel drive. I'm really not understanding where Acura is coming for as sort of body language, if you know what I'm saying. The cars are getting a little bigger. The CTR kind of pushed the bubble as far as like, this is not a 90s legend car anymore. This is kind of getting kind of bulbous, if you know what I'm saying. But if you think about it, the Acura, it's bigger, it's rounder, the interior is bigger. They gave you a lot more power. It's obviously going to be heavier. Definitely watch this video, get a lot of the stats. I'm really actually excited that Acura is starting to not so much hit the luxury market, but very much taking that luxury and kind of jamming a lot of that Honda sport love that we know exists into these vehicles. All right, following that, we got RS Future. I talked about this guy a really long time ago. He has out there in Southern California a turbo K20 NSX. He's taken it out to Buttonwillow many times, ripped it around the corners, done some amazing times. I think Sticky Dill Joe put a camera in the engine bay so you can actually hear and watch it work as he's racing. But in the latest video, something went down with the engine. It's out. They're going to do a complete rebuild. So definitely be following RS Future. They got a lot of cool products. It's a really cool brand, but I really love the fact that he's really into aero and suspension, and obviously having a turbo NSX, you kind of need both of those to really make a lot of power stick to the ground. But the NSX, you know, suspension is kind of world class, obviously. So I'm really excited to see what kind of power you put down after this rebuild. All right, following that, we got, last but not least, Sticky Dill Joe, bringing you one of the cleanest FA5s I have seen in a very, very long time. It's just amazing. It's red, and when the front bumper came off, I was done. Jaw dropped to see the amount of parts, the amount of love and attention to detail that was put into this car. I can't get over it. If you guys have not watched Sticky Dill Joe's latest video, I implore you to literally go watch this video and just see the creation that is this FA5. Just, it's so good. All right, guys, with that said, that's it for this episode of the Honda Recap. I know it was scattered, but I'm really happy to be here another week. Definitely have more topics, more videos, and things like that next week. Things have been hectic. Things are moving on. We can get into that another time. But like I said, definitely check out Downtime with Downstar. My episode with Thehondavlogs should be out right now. Please listen to it on SoundCloud, YouTube, whatever you guys have. Leave me some feedback. Let me know how you guys are doing. Hit up Thehondavlogs.com/shop. Pick yourself up a shirt, a hoodie, a sticker, or anything else you guys want to support the channel. I really, really appreciate you. And I will leave the information below for my new thing that I am starting, PixelWdiget.io. So if you want to get a really cool intro, some graphics, or anything for your YouTube channel, definitely hit me up. I can work with you to get something created, because I feel like everybody here should elevate our YouTube presence so that when someone finds our channels, they can see that the quality of our video is at the same quality that we want our cars to be. So with that said, guys, thank you for joining me another week. I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.